Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Alright, today we are going to be watching another death battle. And I'm fucking flying through these things, it's nuts. So we're going to be watching Goku Black versus the Reverse Flash. Purely because I got a few comments saying that this has to be the next video that I make. I don't know why, but they got second and thirded in the comments, the replies for that comment, so I don't know if there's a particular reason, if it's just because it's speedster related. I don't know, because I mean Goku Black's not exactly a speedster. He's a god bound in a mortal body, which is hilarious if you actually watch the show, because you know Zamasu absolutely hates mortals, and the first thing he does to gain the power of Goku is to just become Goku. I don't know. It's a bit backwards in my eyes, but you know what it is. I'm not a god. You know what it is. I didn't collect the 6, 7, whatever Super Dragon Balls and make a wish. You know what I mean? Who am I to judge what Zamasu does? Fucked with the wrong person, though. I tell you that. Poor thing. Oh, he got messed up so bad. I actually need to read the manga for that. I know I'm going off on a mad tangent, yeah, but I need to read the manga for it, because apparently the manga version of that arc, the Goku Black arc, is better than the animated version, because they do change quite a lot from what I've heard. So yeah, I think I'm going to go back and read it. I think that's what I might do after this. But yeah, a bit of a weird matchup in my eyes. I don't know why, if this was like a heavily requested one or not, because like I said, Goku Black's not exactly a speedster. In the show that I watched in DBS, he's never really been shown to, you know, speed's never been his thing. I would understand if it was like Berta, or whatever his name was, the guy in the Ginyu Force, the blue one, that was like, his whole thing was to do with speed. Granted, he was speed blitzed long ago. This is during the Planet Namek arc of Dragon Ball Z, so there are way faster creatures in that show now. Goku Black obviously included, so yeah, I'm not really sure why specifically them. I really don't know who's going to win this one. In terms of like raw power, I think Goku Black would probably beat him. Maybe, like, we're talking about Goku's power here, and Goku's, you know, ridiculously strong. But the Reverse Flash is a speedster, and not every fight is determined by strength. And you know, there's tricks to be had here. There's a lot of tricks to be had. But yeah, I'm curious as to why this one should have been my next one, because they said in the comments that it's for a particular reason that they should do this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever that is. Of course, it's to do with a Reverse Flash, and the last one was to do with a Flash, so maybe it could be that? I don't know. But we're about to find out. I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to go out on a limb here and just take a wild guess and say Goku Black's the winner. I have no reasoning to believe that whatsoever. I'm just going off of pure raw strength. Goku Black would win. That's my reasoning. Alright, fabulous. Let's go. It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so everybody thought that you would nut at the simple touch of a woman. God, that meme's fucking great. Anyways, let's go.
Goku Black, the body-stealing arbiter of divine justice.
And the Reverse Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's whiz and I'm boosted.
This is serious.
And it's our job
Serious?
to analyze their weapons, armor, and
Sinceria.
skills to find out who would win a death battle.
What has happened to my brain? In adverts already? Really? No, we're not going to do this today. The most sincerest form of flattery is flattery itself. Jesus fuck, I got there. I got there in the end.
And skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Jesus Christ.
What consumes the thoughts?
I left my frontal lobe at work.
What do dream of with all the time in the world?
I have no
In
excuses.
Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's
Indeed.
got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As the assistant to Universe 10's Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized, above all else, cosmic order and natural beauty.
He was a psycho.
Did you know I can burp and fart at the same
A
time?
fanatic.
Here, let me try.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too.
Yeah.
His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when 2 gods of destruction fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this, though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought in the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him. So by that time, he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities.
Kind of want to rewatch it now.
His dreams to fruition.
So Zammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai.
That's what you do.
The Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Which again makes no sense. If he's so hell-bent on divine punishment and basically shitting all over humanity and mortals, why then turn yourself into a mortal? Does that not kind of just go against everything? Really? Really? Also, I don't know which form of Goku Black they're going to use, because obviously at the end, Zamasu, like the immortal Zamasu, and then Goku Black sort of fused together and had that weird half-green, purpley form thing. It was gross as fuck. But yeah, I don't know which one they're going to use. Oh, they're just going to use pure Goku Black. Also, just as a side note, the absolute hilarity of that one sentence that gets thrown out there when, they're about to shoot him, saying, "Don't shoot! This man isn't black." Did nobody in the writing room sit there when that was wrote or when the person spoke it and just think, that sounds kind of fucked up. Maybe we should change the words. Not one person thought that. Or did they hear it and just go, yep, this is what we're going to be known for. This is what people are going to remember from this arc.
Please, Goku Black, you couldn't be more creative.
No, you might be wondering.
She's got a point.
He just wish all the mortals dead, but that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Rose.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rose? Really? What is he, a suburban wine mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! He stole Goku's techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with
incredible.
His Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he almost dies. He just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kind of like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons. He used this very technique to kill Goku's family.
He can even
badass moment, by the way, with Goku.
One called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait, what?
And he can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create
sure, man.
clones. Black, not Crater Boy over here. But his most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all.
It's a
the time
scythe.
he got from his dead master.
That's
badass.
Allowed Black to travel through time and even escape into Future Trunks' alternate timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud.
Himself, yeah.
Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there 2 Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right? But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's
Yeah.
paradox. The thing is, Black's time ring prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So, killing him in the past doesn't change his future.
That's
and
fucked
vice
up.
versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time. And another, and another, and another.
Yes, which is why you get a teeny tiny little creature like this, like the size of a plushie, size of a cute little plushie to just go, yeah, I don't like this guy. Boom, dead immediately. And that ain't no coming back dead. That's not, you know, oh, I'll go to heaven or hell type dead. No, that is dead. That is erased from everything. That is Hakai times a billion, times a trillion.
Another.
Oh, God, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything. Like I said, major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeta,
He's so cute.
the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed.
It's just a
anyway.
white
It's like
void.
one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
Oh,
Running around
that
making
bit with
messes for too
Vegeta
long,
as well
and
when he fights
took
him.
the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
You want to know what your big mistake was, Black?
Barry Allen, the Flash,
Ah!
is one of
Savior of the universe.
an inspiration to many across time and space. And there's no better
Sorry.
example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
All right,
Yes.
we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life. Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain
My
Barry's costume.
God.
By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
Until
Fucking
Barry
terrifying.
realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that
Are you telling me that Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, was because I don't really know too much about man, like, which sounds ridiculous because I went on a huge rant about how the Flash is my favorite like superhero, and obviously the Reverse Flash is basically his main villain. But I had no idea that he was like just a ginormous super fan of Barry, and that's how he got his powers. You learn something new every day. Insane. All right, let's
Barry
continue.
already had a best friend and a family and a life. Without him, he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about, like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle.
My God.
Eobard Thawne. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, ain't
Yeah,
that
this
a
is-
bitch? The shock drove Thawne mad. If he couldn't be Flash's best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash? We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes, just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super
Hypnotic
strength,
voice?
enough to travel all across time and space in days.
Who does he think he is, Billy Ocean?
Pass other speedsters like Barry and Wally.
Who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport.
Instant
Wally
transmission.
Even beat himself in a race, and Barry admitted Thawne was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally, Thawne applies his powers more catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did.
There's a... If you've seen The Boys, spoiler alert for season 4, that's just been on. So you may want to skip this bit like 30 seconds to a minute. But yeah, going through people, that just reminds me of when Huey's dad gets Compound V and he's able to go through stuff, and he ends up accidentally ripping one guy's heart out, runs into like the middle of one guy, accidentally undoes it, and just splits him in half. It is vile. There's also a cool bit on here where... Is it Batman? Batman shoots Thawne in the head, like the reverse flash, straight through the head, and he like goes so fast that he like gets every bit of like speed and time he can, and like pulls it into himself to basically prolong his death. So he spends like weeks just walking around with a giant hole in his head. I don't remember how that gets resolved or what happens to him, but yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, to be fair.
That to Barry's wife Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding, but even B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing
That's
your
fucked
speed
up.
like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh, Wiz?
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel, and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could. Push him down
So
some stairs.
petty, man.
Got his best friend from history. Kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in
Fucking
time again
psycho.
and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster. But wait, Wiz, that's impossible. Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means
Which means he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct.
I hate this time shit.
Than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Well, actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself.
It works in fairy tale and the power of power of French. I was gonna say science there. Oh god, that's from Pokemon, isn't it? Oh no. Oh, what was it? What's that saying? How does it go? The future is now, thanks to science. That's what it is. Fucking nerds. And also Misfits as well. When if you've watched it, I think it's like season 4 or season 5, where Rudy has a baby and he's trying to breastfeed the baby, and they're like, "That's not how it works, Rudy. You can't do that." And then like the milk actually starts coming out of his tit, out of his nipple, and he just looks up and he's like, it's the power of love beats the power of science. It's so good. But I'd highly recommend, if you're going to watch Misfits, first 2 seasons, just like, end it there. Third one's decent, other 2, not so much.
Paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman.
Oh, is this how he
Vaporized
technically
by
survived?
Iris in some sweet, sweet payback. Or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune from consequences.
Unlike Barry, whose changes to time could destroy all of reality, Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop.
That's so
No
fucked
reason
up.
to hold back.
He's survived a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
Jesus Christ, man, there's better things to do.
Costume says it all. He never intended to be the Reverse Flash. He wanted to be the Kid Flash. All Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's Comics Wiz, he'll be back.
He will
And
be
when
back.
Does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll always catch you. And time
Oh my God.
is always on his side.
That's so...
Think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the...
I really don't know who's going to win this one, if I'm being honest with you.
Let me tell you how to reverse things in the bedroom in a flash.
Hey.
Blue Chew.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
If I've learned
BlueChew.com for... Thanks for sponsoring the show.
Come on.
time for a deathbed.
Stop showing me goddamn Viagra, damn it.
It was me, Barry. I was the one who...
Fucking love that meme. It was me, Barry. It's... Are you fucking telling me? I don't know if it's gonna happen during this fight. Are you telling me he's the one that put that goddamn statue there that killed Quicksilver? Is this why you guys were? Is this why you were telling me to watch this one next? That's oh my god.
It was
Hold
me,
on.
Barry. I was the one who...
That's fucking hilarious. Got a cup of tea? I mean, I suppose so.
Mortal sinners, prepare for divine justice.
That's kind of fucked up, Goku. Did he just slap his... That's so petty. Oh, that's so petty.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
Stand still and face your judgment, mortal.
Okay.
Don't get cocky.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
God, he really does like that whole rosé shit, doesn't he?
Incoming genius.
Back in time. Back in time.
Party them again. Death in reverse.
Nope, nope, never mind.
Magnificent.
I forgot the fucking time ring.
Mortals, sinners, prepare for defy.
Got him. Oh, got him.
Why aren't you dead?
I can kind of see why these two have a good matchup now. Both of them are essentially just paradoxes. Paradox-I. I love it. Oh, that's great.
To stand atop all things and look down upon creation itself. That is the work of a god.
To a living paradox.
Oh god, got him in a goddamn headlock.
How truly foolish.
How does this one end? Oh. Oh,
That important.
he took the ring off.
How fun.
So the reverse flash won.
Enough people to that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak,
I did say that at the
Black
beginning.
and Reverse Flash were so impressive, they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate.
Trans-time
There are numerous
velocity.
examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal to.
Plus, he's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC universe, which is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and
It's
over
pretty big.
70 million times
pretty
larger
big.
than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
Goddamn,
It's
that's
sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous with training and power boosts and multipliers, the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
it's kind of fucked
It's
up.
also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zam Zam?
Yeah, really did.
Was a nightmarish foe. But Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not underwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
That was terrible. It's goddamn terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, there's another one. Looks like we got this one wrong. Although I really had no premise on who was going to win this. I went with Goku Black purely because I knew he was stronger physically, like more powerful. But like I said, not every death battle is won in terms of power, and who would actually win in a hand-to-hand fight? Outsmart them, take the ring off, destroy the ring, boom, pow, you're dead. But that was absolutely hilarious, so I can see now why you guys wanted me to watch this one next. The fact that he's the reason why Quicksilver there, and they brought that meme into it. That was so good, that was top tier, I love that. Nice little throwback to another death battle there. God, that was hilarious. But yeah, absolutely insane though, the amount of power and stuff that they can generate. And I didn't really know much about the reverse flash. I've seen the Flash, like the CW show, and obviously I've read like a few comics and stuff like that. But obviously the reverse flash is kind of somewhat different in there, but sort of the same at the same time. Like Eobard Thawne constantly shows up despite being defeated numerous times, or Harrison Wells, or whatever the hell you want to call him. So yeah, he constantly crops up in the show, which kind of makes sense now why, because he's just kind of a paradox outside of time. Pretty goddamn nuts. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.